When you draw, how often do you praise your own work? Like, how often do you just sit back and simply just admire your own work and admiring how much time and effort you put into it? Now, this answer may vary from person to person, and obviously, there's not a single two artists who have the exact same answer. Some will do it daily, some will do it for maybe just like an hour, some will do it weekly, some will do it yearly. It just depends on every single artist. But there are still a handful of people who will who could say they never do this. That is the only time where two artists I feel can have like the same amount of admire to their own work is if they never do it. Or do it very infrequently. Like I said yearly, but say infrequently is like every 5 years. That's just a give or take. Um, Before I first got into art, my sister would draw all the time. She's actually the reason I got into art. So I would be just watching her draw at a very young age, and it influenced me to draw too. So seeing her art would inspire me to also start creating my own artwork because I had a very big imagination as a kid, and just wanting to draw was just something that I've always thought would just help me be able to get my imagination out there, you know? But that's besides the point. Whenever she finished an art piece, I would say it looks really good. But her response most of the time would be like, no, it doesn't look that good, or blah, blah, blah's wrong with it. You know, something very similar to that, you know, just downplaying her own artwork. And I never understood why she would say this because I thought her art looked amazing, and so did a lot of other people. But as I got into art and I started drawing more and more over the years, I kind of understood. Because whenever I finished an art piece, I would also downplay my own artwork, and I would rarely appreciate my own artwork. I would just point out every error, and I would go, "This is shit. I'm gonna do something else," and thus the cycle would continue. Um, and it's here where I realized that a lot of artists really struggle to value their own artwork. Now, this can be caused by a lot of things, whether you compare yourself to other artists often, and you really just don't think you're that good because all you do is compare yourself to this, them, that, they, them. Then you know what I'm trying to say. A bunch of other people, you know, you don't see the value in your own artwork because you're just trying to compare yourself to other people who have been drawing for 20,000 years while you've only been drawing for 5 years. You know, so you just can only see the errors. That's another thing. You either compare yourself or you just look at your artwork and you only see the errors in your artwork. So all you can say, that's all you can really say about your art is, hey, this is wrong with it. I should have done this better. Because as an artist, one error can stand out over 10 amazing qualities in your own art. So say like you have really good shading, anatomy, and just color theory or whatever, but you suck at doing backgrounds. So you try to do a background. That's all that stands out to you is the backgrounds. Or say you're good at everything besides eyes. So you draw everything perfectly besides eye. Everything perfect in your drawing will completely get thrown out the window, and all you can focus on is how bad the eyes are. But here's what happened to me. There weren't many people supporting my artwork. And that's the main point of this, because this can come a long way. Having support can get rid of every single point that I just created. Because if you can only see the errors in your art, having support, someone can bring up the good qualities so you can acknowledge the good qualities more and more. But you know, as I drew, I was a pretty shit artist, you know, as every artist is as a beginner, unless you're just naturally gifted. But I was a beginner, I was pretty shit, and I would often show off my art to my friends in hopes they would like it, because sometimes I was proud of my own artwork, only to be met with harsh criticism. I talked about this in my last video about blind hating versus criticism, so I really won't go too much into it here. But to sum it up, whenever I showed my art, I wouldn't get much praise, just a lot of fix this or this is wrong. And this can really make or break an artist's spirit. And this is why I truly believe that having a genuine support system of good people around you who can lift you up and motivate you to keep drawing is a vital part of growing as an artist and keeping you motivated to keep going and going and going and going. As having people praise your artwork can really make you feel like you want to keep going. Like, wow, this is really something that can make people smile. My art really is really beautiful. You can really be motivated to keep going, and people around you are telling you that your artwork is fucking good, instead of having people tell you that this is bad or look at this, or just not even acknowledging it. You know, having a group of people or even just a singular person to help you keep going when you feel like your artwork isn't good enough to tell you that your art is still beautiful can really help an artist keep going, even when they don't feel like they're cut out for drawing. Because when you're a beginner, a lot of people don't realize that you're not going to see progress for a long time. And when you're a beginner, you really want to see progress because you keep seeing these other artists draw beautifully, and you want to do that. But it takes a lot of time. So having that person support you can really come a long way. So that's why I believe having a support system as an artist can really help as an artist. And I say this as I wish I had this, because I quit drawing multiple times because I felt like art wasn't good enough, and I had very few people around me to really help me with that. You know, the only reason I was able to come back was because every now and then that one friend would come around and say, "This shit is fucking good, dude. Keep drawing." I'm like, you know what? Yeah. So that's how I realized that having that support can really help you keep wanting to draw. And this is in my later years of art, though. But yeah. And I really do want to know if you guys have like a genuine art support system, whether it's like a friend group, you know, a sibling, a family member, just a friend. There's all different kinds of ways you can have a support system. It doesn't have to be like 5 people. It doesn't have to be a group. It could be like an art friend, you know? That reminds me, like, back in high school, I had an art friend. It was pretty chill. We didn't really draw much, but we drew enough, and it's very nice to draw with someone, like, side by side, and like talk about your art as you do it. That can help motivate you to keep drawing even more. And that's honestly all I have to say about this video. But I do want to say some other stuff. So the topic of the video ends now. But, you know, if you want to stick around and hear me talk about some random shit because I got to say some stuff, then feel free to stay. All right, peace. All right, I'm back. I didn't really leave. I just waited like 2 seconds. But anyways, I was going to say that, sorry that I kind of talked like shit in this video. I was reading my script and I kind of got lost. Because when I do my scripts, I don't just read it word for word. I like add stuff onto it, but I kind of like added stuff onto it and forgot where I was in the script, so I had to like reread it, and I was trying to like think of something to fill up space, so I kind of got lost, and I would like repeat stuff because I didn't remember where I was. And yeah, so sorry about that. I hope you guys can still find this video watchable. But yeah, let me know in the comments what other topics I should talk about. I might do a tier list video again soon. Those are so fun to do. But yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.